We might be back. We might be back, folks. I'm just gonna stare at the bitrate screen, but hopefully we're back. If not, I guess maybe we'll have to do a few test streams Saturday morning to see. I up I up the resolution. So maybe that'll help. I hadn't really messed around with the actual resolution stuff since rearranging my monitors, which was a while ago, so it shouldn't be causing recent issues, but it's worth a shot. And I also swapped the server. I set it to a specific one instead of using the auto feature, which I didn't think I had so many issues with in the past, but we're going to try to stream. I'm going to keep this stream short, just like an hour, because I'm actually working on some video editing for our first video essay to go up on the channel here. It's about tutorials and games, specifically how I like to play tutorials rather than just read a bunch of text and then jump into the game. So if that interests you, I don't know how long it's going to be. Currently, like, the script, like, words per minute converter is telling me it'll be like 20 to 30 minutes depending on how fast I speak. But I'm gonna try to start recording part of that tonight. Time-wise, it makes sense for me to try to do them before streaming or like before the workday, but I realize I hate my voice. Maybe you guys do too. I wouldn't blame you, but I realize when trying to record stuff, like I've had to record a few things over VODs, like a few, hey, the quality's bad in this VOD, like our last YouTube one for Elden Ring with the bitrate, or like I did a little voiceover at the start of our Elden Ring highlight reel for the first 17 hours we've played on stream so far. And I can't tell you how much I wanted to actually jump out the window recording that. Like, I don't know why. I can talk while streaming. Allegedly, I can talk while streaming, but if I hit a record button, my will to live just, like, is lost on me. But I found that it gets a little bit better and I'm a little bit peppier if I stream first, so like my guard lowers enough. So I'm gonna try to start recording part of that tonight. If it doesn't work, then I'll just try to record something over the weekend, because I've been gathering most of the footage that I need for the video. Now all that's left is I need to I need to actually, you know, start voicing over the video, which is, you know, the main part of it is me discussing my findings. So hopefully gonna get most of the heavy lifting done on that here at the end of this week, start of the weekend, and then it will be mostly video editing, and I hope to get that up to Twitch subscribers at last day of the month is what I'm giving myself. So on Wednesday currently, so just over a week. If that shifts back and it ends up being a start of the month thing, because there has been a lot of organization stuff I've been doing since this is my first one I'm going to be doing, and then I also had a lot of work stuff going on, trying to figure out if my bitrate is shit or not, and then getting the Elden Ring compilation also took a few days. So all that in mind, I didn't have as much time as I thought, and I'm kind of cramming this last minute, but it kind of reminds me of college days. So if that video does not end up going up on Twitch by like end of day for me Wednesday, I will let you Twitch subscribers know that there's been a shift in the schedule, so you're aware of it for future like videos as well, and I can try to plan a bit better on that. Or I can ask if like this is the first one we're making, so if the start of the month is a better time for videos, who knows. But yeah, that is going to come out sometime middle of next week for sure, unless something, hopefully nothing horrible happens, but that's currently the plan, and hopefully I'll be able to do some recording for that tonight. I think bitrate's okay, but yeah, essentially what I was blabbing about in the first video that I'm definitely just going to delete here is that I failed the pre-order war, or at least the start of the pre-order war for the Switch 2, because I was still in bed and I lost track of time last night, so I just did it off of data on my phone, which would have been faster than my Wi-Fi anyway. But because of that, I really had to lock in on one retailer, and I put my money on Best Buy, and that was a mistake. That Best Buy really, when the world needed them the most, they without question failed. And then I tried GameStop online today, and the site just, it crashed for like 20 minutes, and then when it came back up, everything was gone. And it wasn't just me, like no one could get into the site. I don't think I've actually seen like anyone successfully get a GameStop online. A lot of successful in-persons. But yeah, I haven't seen anyone successfully get an online GameStop. I am in the My Nintendo lottery though. That's set to do the first round of invitations in 2 weeks. And I think they're going to do at least a second round before June, and I think their plan is to, like, for anyone enrolled, continue those, but whether it will be on launch day, I would imagine the first round gets theirs launch day, second round might get theirs in the launch window, and then third round might just be like a more solid way to fight the scalpers, but definitely after release. But that's currently what I'm banking on, is if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, that'll really suck. But as excited as much as I want to play Mario Kart on day one, at the end of the day, it's not a story-based game, so like, even though I'm stingy about gameplay spoilers, and I'll try not to look at them, and I won't want to have them for anything else additional for Mario Kart. Like, it's not like getting a Final Fantasy game spoiled, right? If someone's like, did you know Mario's in Mario Kart? It won't actually be the end of the world. So I'm not too stressed if we can't play Mario Kart on opening day, especially since we'll likely still be playing a lot of Fantasy Life. And maybe we could do some more work on Tears of the Kingdom anyway, before swapping over to the Switch 2 edition. And we've always got Elden Ring. We could always move our Elden Ring. I was shifting some of our Elden Ring stuff back to the end of the month, starting in June. But we can wait to do that shift until later in the year whenever we acquire one. So this is the Copium stream. We are going to be okay. I will get a Switch 2 eventually. It's actually probably better financially if I don't get one right away. But I do have them. I actually like cleared a full credit card, and that's like the Switch amount that I have just like reserved on there. So I have the ability to get it whenever Nintendo hits me up. I will get it. But I have plans in case we don't get it. It will live. But yeah, as a result, we're just going to do, again, since bitrate was being a bit weird, I'll want to like watch this video back and make sure everything's a-okay. So we're just gonna keep this like an hour or so, and also give myself some recording time later. But we are just doing, if you are a Nintendo fan, this may interest you. We are just doing some work, since Nintendo hasn't remade Kid Icarus Uprising yet. This isn't a public project, this is an educational, personal project. It's not even like a portfolio piece, like maybe the blockouts and the paper designs and the analysis would be, but I would not put these as like personal portfolio main page works at all, because they're not technically mine design wise. But I am remaking and recreating these levels, and then adding my own like different pieces of cover that makes sense for, we're doing this in Unreal's Lyra template, which is a third-person shooter like Kid Icarus technically is, but it's much faster paced and much more like sci-fi shooter-esque rather than like the more melee heavy combat and slower movement found in Kid Icarus Uprising. So we've had to make some tweaks for that I've been keeping note of in separate sub-levels that we can toggle on and off to see what the original version is versus what small pieces of cover we've added to change stuff. But like, for example, this is like the progress we made on one of the maps, the Forgotten City. Now we've been moving on to I am a level designer professionally, and blockouts my favorite is when everything's this ugly but the shape language is there. So we did that, we finished up our blockout to our completed blockout of all of that for the spiral tower last week, I believe, just last week. So today what we are going to be doing is I've already put down a landscape. This is actually the same landscape material from our pumpkin patch level that we did. We were probably working on the landscape for this a little less, or a little over a year ago now. Is when we started like doing the art pass on it. But we are just going to landscape paint and we're going to smooth some areas out. And we're going to relax. If we want to get fancy later, we can put some foliage around the pool. The original map doesn't have like any foliage, but we have changed the standing water, like the puddles of a pool you can run through, into like knee height water. That is actually a hot spring that you can heal in. Which that is a mechanic in the main game, but it's not found in the multiplayer mode, but I thought it would be fun to add it here. But yeah, I think some of this landscape stuff also got a bit messed up when I put the paint layer on, so we need to like re-smooth out some of these edges a bit with the rocks. I want to drag the rocks kind of further down, maybe start placing some for where we want Vista pieces to be around the edges. And then if we want to, we can slap some brick textures onto the spiral tower and see how that works. Or we might save the actual tower and some like set dressing stuff for like small detail stuff. Maybe around the ruins. I want to have more like evidence of destroyed ruins around these new pieces of cover. Make them make a little bit more sense, so like little debris pieces and stuff. So we might do more of a tower focused and or set dressing pass this time next week. But today it's just about the landscape, baby. It's just about this landscape. I actually don't even, I just copied it over because I don't even remember how I set it up the first time, but this is all I got here. So just lots of like, it looks like substance basically, right? We've got different world aligned stuff, we got some tiling going on. And then these are actually, I do remember that these base colors and textures that we have, they're all from like different packs and kind of like merged them together. I think, let's see, yeah, I copied them over, but if I remember correctly from the last one, like this grass and rock texture, or the grass textures from a pumpkin, the pumpkin patch like asset kit. I think the rock ones from more of like a landscapey one, and then the grass ones from like or the dirt's from a forest pack for sure. So we've got like all of these different ones kind of combined over on top of each other to make one landscape, one like merged landscape thing, right? And then how we're going to paint. And again, this is from a level designer, like I'm just trying to pull it together perspective. If you're looking for actual like artistic and like tech art tips, I'm not the person for you. But if you're looking for small ways to like, if you have everything in gray box constantly, but you want to do small things to make it look a little bit better, and get, or like you need to express what you would like an artist to do to make it look better, but just like a block out grid or a single color isn't going to get the point across, so you want to do a little bit of landscape to show your point, then I might be able to help with that. I would like to use these levels as kind of sandboxes to go back and touch up my art skills a bit. I've been a bit busy, so we'll see, but let's go somewhere where I haven't painted on quite yet. Like, let's go right here. So I was able to pull these layer infos by I hit create layers from assigned materials. So that just pulled everything from our established dirt, grass, and rock ones. So if I click on dirt, and I did have to initially click on each one and click on the landscape for it to like all compile and combobulate and stack them on top of each other initially in the base, but now that's all there. If I paint with this, we get our dirt one. If I paint with this, that is our grass. If I paint with this, that is our rock. And as you can see, you can also stack them on top of each other too, so could do something like this. So now you can see this bottom part looks very close to our default terrain, which has everything for it. And then you could also, if you hold shift, that's how you remove it from the equation. So that would remove all the grass. Yeah, you know, it usually does that. Now it's not removing it. That would remove all the rock. That should remove all the dirt. But the dirt's been a little picky. But that's okay, because that should concern me, but that's actually okay, because I want the dirt to be like kind of like our foundation for this. If we look at the original, you can see it's all like rock in terms of texture, which is why I still want to have that rock overlay, especially in the more elevated parts. But this is a very like beige and brown and gray tinted map, more so than like grassy rocks, which is kind of what we have with the assets given to us so far. And when we had it in the block out, the grass on the rocks didn't really throw off anything too much, right? Because yeah, the block out orange was close enough to a tan, so the grass on the rocks was kind of more moss, and it was more like adding a touch of realism to the map. But now that we currently have a more green base, then the rocks are blending into that as like foliage, which isn't the intent. There shouldn't be. We're gonna add a little foliage by here, like I said, by the water to make it more enchanting and hot springy, but other than that, there shouldn't be any other foliage on this map. We are gonna have some more foliage over on the Forgotten Fortress. What is it called? I keep forgetting the name of it. Forgotten City. Over on this map, I do want to go back and do a foliage pass for like small trees and little panes of grass, because they do have a little bit of that in these little grass areas in the original game. And I feel like that's what's missing the most from this, is other than like getting some of the materials to match a bit better, how we add detail to this next, which we are going to get to next month, I hope. Actually, let me check the calendar. How many days? We are going to take a brief intermission from this I was originally going to start a Fortnite creative map, and jump back into that in June, but I am really enjoying this project as a way to wind down. I don't want to stick to like just one thing for the entire year, so we are definitely gonna go back into Oz Tycoon for the fall. But I almost want to just like, we'll take a brief break from this to play Fantasy Life, and if we get the Switch 2 to play that. But I almost want to jump back into this and do a third like block out, or like spend more time art passing these levels, because I'm really loving them. Okay, we have 3 more weeks after this before Fantasy Life is out. So yeah, we'll probably do another art pass. Next week we'll go back and we'll do a foliage and decal pass on this, maybe the week after, and then we'll spend the last week doing lighting and polishing up and playing both maps for the last week before we do this. And maybe then I'll like throw up a poll on what project we want to start in June. If we want to go back into Fortnite Creative, if we want to like learn Blender, if we want to look at some video editing stuff, or if we want to jump back into this. Might let you guys decide on that. But yeah, for now the plan is we will take a brief break, not from Thursday streams, just the week of and after Fantasy Life I's release. I really hope it's good, because I am just like putting everything on hold for it. But yeah, the week of all of that stuff, I want to pay a little extra attention to it. So we'll be playing a lot of Fantasy Life for like all of our streams. If we start morning streams, I am hoping to start doing like maybe trying 1 morning stream a week, and if we really like them, maybe I can occasionally bump them up to 2. And if they kind of fizzle out, then I have no problem sleeping in if they don't do well, or if they don't work out for me personally. But I'm gonna put a poll up probably tomorrow morning on the Discord to see what days of the week work best for you guys for morning streams. But yeah, I'm talking like for Fantasy Life, if the only thing I'm really concerned about with that is if it's like really bad optimization, which can happen on Switch 1 with third parties. Unfortunately, I think it is coming to PlayStation 2 also, but I need to play it on I just need to play it on a handheld console. It wouldn't feel right to me to not have it on handheld. And I know I could make the brush bigger, but this is just cathartic to me. But we're gonna switch our morning streams to Fantasy Life for 2 weeks. We'll probably do like a couple bonus streams, like the day it comes out. Game dev streams, we'll take a break from those to do extra Fantasy Life streams, and then we'll be playing that on the weekends as well. And then we'll try to resume a normal schedule when the Switch 2 comes out, and the Switch 2 will be like our main playthrough focus, but game dev streams and like morning streams will go back to normal after Switch, if we get a Switch 2. If not, the streams will probably go back to normal anyway, but instead of our main playthrough being the Switch 2, we'll either bump some Elden Ring streams up, or we'll maybe we can do a new thing for game dev. Or maybe Insoy might have a new update by then, so that's also a possibility. Or we can just keep playing. If Fantasy Life is like really addictive, we can just keep playing a bunch of that. So really, our streaming schedule's just kind of in Nintendo's hands right now at the moment. Like whether Fantasy Life can run on their console and then whether or not I can get a Switch 2 is really the main dictators of the schedule. But if you guys see a pause on, especially I think these game dev streams are mostly watched on like VODs the next day or are up on YouTube. So hello VOD watchers and YouTube watchers, but yeah, because of that nature, I'm not like super pressed to get a bunch out, but I just want to let you all know if you notice a delay in those uploads, then it is planned in advance. What is my cat doing? Oh, I forgot to throw. He has like so many cardboard boxes. My partner even uses a lot of boxes for like business stuff, but he's like there are too many. We gotta make some cuts. And I was gonna attempt to throw. My cat can only sit in one of them at a time, so I was gonna attempt to throw one of them away. But he filled the garbage up with his Dukas, and when I cleaned the litter box right before stream, so I forgot to like go and grab the box and also put it out there because I usually put everything in the bag. And I was like, well, the garbage is full, I don't need to add anything else to it. So the lad gets his like box luxury for another night. Right, so that's all dirt. I do want to try to just put rock on the sides here. I think it is automatically doing some scaling, but I just want to make sure and kind of like, actually we're not even gonna see these, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm feeling silly. Feeling goofy. Alright, looks a bit better. Now where to put the rock and where to put the grass. So I'm gonna put rock stuff kind of along the edges here to blend with the actual rock assets a bit better. And I think at the higher parts of the map. So for this one, I'll just, I also have the tool strength, like, very low. So I can, like, if I crank this up. Yeah, if I crank it up, then that's very obviously rock, no question. If I do just a little bit lighter. Make it a little stronger, and I almost want to kind of put like rock as like a path. Why is my headset dying already? 30? My headset dies after 30 minutes? I think I need to get like the Razer cat ear ones. One of these. There we go. There we go. Let me lower the strength again, and let's go around the edges now and just basically wherever there's rocks we're gonna add this from what we did before essentially, but now just on this side. Ooh, I gotta. You know what I'm gonna make tomorrow night? I still have those like Minecraft Pillsbury cookies. Guess what we having for Friday night dinner? A healthy dosing of chicken jockey. I do have to make like, I've made like a lot of yummy stuff this month, but I've forgotten to take pictures of it. And the reason I need to is because, for those that are subscribed and on Discord, subscribed on Twitch and on Discord, then there is a monthly newsletter that I've started doing at the start of each month. And part of that newsletter is I have a section where I like do a little cooking bit for like the monthly yummy, I call it. So being Emily Cookie Dough, the first one was cookies. And I'll show you guys the previous newsletter once the May one's out. But I like to keep like subscriber when new videos go out, leave those to subscribers for a week of exclusivity, and then monthly newsletters give them like the whole month to have that exclusive. As a little thank you from me to them. Me to you if you're one of those people, but yeah, I have a little cooking section, and then I have a like little game dev tidbit section. Which I already think I'm going to make May's. I might tie in the game dev ones with kind of whatever our previous video is about. So for May, I might actually like go back and look at Sonata Theory, like my first game credit. I might go back and look at that, and I really didn't do a tutorial for that game, and it's like one of my biggest regrets was I was so overwhelmed with handling development on like the whole game that I forgot some of the basics, which is the first impression you leave on a player and like optimization being a part of that impression. And I technically could like pull up the file and like update it to UE5 and then go through the Steamworks process. Like I do have all the assets at my disposal. I'm still in contact with that whole team because we were all friends, lifelong friends, right? But at the same time, it's like, oh, damn. Like, we also all busy and moved on to other stuff now. So I'm like, do I put out an update for this game? Never say never, maybe one day, but currently no plans for that. Crank this up. Can I put it? No, it's lying under it. Cool. That's what I thought, just making sure. We'll try to blend this out a little bit too. But I'm going to, let's place some grass now. Definitely want this to be a bit weaker. Weaker than that, oh my goodness, weaker than that. Yeah, something like very faint for any grass used here. But if there is going to be grass and there is going to be bits of foliage, then this is exactly where it should be. And I should have the May schedule out by like Monday morning, I want to say. I technically have a block out of it, but I need to like solidify some final. I'm pretty sure for May travel we've got the weekend down, but I need to like just double check and solidify that, and I want to go ahead and solidify June plans as well with friends and family. And then another part of the schedule is our two main things we want to do before Fantasy Life drops is I want to play Wander Stop. I've been wanting to play it for a while. But that's by the guy that made Stanley Parable and the Beginner's Guide, and it's disguised as a farming and a tea shop sim. But apparently there's like a darker story to it, which is the case for those previous two games. They both really get to me. They make me very emotional, both of them. So I've been excited for whatever pain and coziness Wander Stop is going. Like I love when there's like really painful moments in like cozy games. It's like it's so evil and I adore it so much. So I really want to get Wander Stop like completely. It's supposed to be like 10 to 12 hours, so either 2 really long streams or like more like 3 streams. So I currently have 2 on the calendar, but I'd like to start it this weekend. But that depends on how long it takes to play a little something called Sonic and Shadow Generations, because we hit 400 followers on the channel, and what that means is our follower goal for 400 was to that's nice. But our follower goal was to go ahead and play that, because our previous follower goals have been playing the notoriously bad Sonic games. So I've played Sonic 06, I've played Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, and I've played Sonic Forces, which doesn't seem as bad as the rest of them, but it's just like, it's very over the top. I think out of all of them, Sonic Boom was my least favorite, just because it was I appreciated that they tried to do something new, and that showed a lot in the TV show that they did for it also. So I really appreciate that. But otherwise, it was just really boring, and I think that's kind of like, everyone knows that 2D Sonic games I find like really exciting design-wise, and then 3D Sonic games, while the design and gameplay may be janky at times, the excitement is there, especially through like the art and the music and stuff, and the ideas themselves. And then Sonic Boom just felt very boring, and I'm glad to see that like idea was fully realized in the TV show, and I've heard like the other games, like the handheld games, are actually decent for the Sonic Boom universe as well. But I think it's a shame that their flagship big money title was on the Wii U and that it was just very boring. So Sonic Forces I liked a little bit more than that. Surprisingly, out of the 3, 06 was the most buggy, and it made me want to die the most out of all of them. It was a very torturous experience. But I see why people want it. I see why people like it, and people want it to be officially remastered or just completely remade one day. It has the idea of the sauce. It has like the recipe. But it's just like it's being made in a kitchen with like an that sounds like I'm talking about the team though. It sounds like it's being made by a very loving you got all the ingredients, you've got a very loving like team, like the best chefs in the world, but the kitchen itself, like the corporate entity behind it, just seemed like the like lowest food standard, low grade kitchen that you could have, tragically. But I mean, I had fun with it. And as the human girl kissing a dead hedgehog thing, that took me by surprise. Even though I've seen it in the memes plenty of times, it still took me by surprise. But other than that, the plot was actually like, I get what they were going for, and it was really fun. But we haven't actually played, aside from I played Mania a bit my first year of streaming, just for funsies. But aside from that, we haven't really played any good Sonic games out, like well received good Sonic games on the channel, sadly. But this might be our chance to fix it. I might put grass under some of these mossy rocks to give some attention to them. Nice. Okay, the smoothing actually smooths out well for this. I don't know if it's gonna smooth between my layers well. I don't really use landscape a lot. I don't think that's changing at all. Or wait, maybe I need to do this. Ah. There we go, we just need to select the right layer. Let's increase the size a bit and... Oh! Nope, let's not increase the size actually. So lower the size. I could lower the intensity as well, but I like the intensity of it for these strokes. Just gotta work on blending some of the stuff together. Mainly these pathways I want to make look a little more natural. Like it wouldn't be hard spline edges of rock, right? It would be a little more blended into the ground. But yeah, if we end up beating Sonic Generations and Shadow Generations, and I'll try to stream as long as I can Saturday. Especially since I want to celebrate 400 followers, so I'll try to do like 5 to maybe even 6 hour stream. We do have to go to the store tomorrow, but if we're able to do a longer stream, I've seen some people saying like you can beat both stories in like 5 to 6 hours, so I'm not planning to like S-rank anything or like see all the levels even. I just kind of want to see the overview of the story and like speedrun it and get an overview. So if we can beat it in one stream, I would really like to. Otherwise we'll have to see. But if we're able to beat it all in one day or in like a stream and a half, like we only have an hour or 2 left of it on Sunday's stream, depending on how long I can stream then, I would like to start Wanderstop this Sunday and then play it both streams the following weekend. But I will let you guys know. Also expecting my parents' cat Mocha will be staying with us while they're out of town for a bit, so expect some Mocha streams next week if you are a fan of her and her charming drama. Oh, but yeah, we'll be watching her, so they're gonna my parents are gonna drop her off with us sometime on Sunday, so I just have to see if that's something they're gonna do at the start of the day or if they're like gonna drop her off around like dinner time type of deal. But yeah, if they drop her off more like late afternoon dinner, then could get a quick stream in on Sunday. But whether that's enough time to start Wanderstop or not, who knows? So I'll have to ask them. Or I could do something where we do a Sonic stream at the start of the day and then I do a Wanderstop stream at night, but these nighttime streams are a bit quieter anyway, so that might be better for a cozy game, but definitely want to give it some attention. Let's blend the grass out a bit too. Looks a bit better, terrain-wise. I think it still looks weird to me because I'm like expecting foliage. So I am gonna add some grass wherever we have these little moss areas. Turn the strength way down again, just like light patches. Let's go ahead and smooth it. Actually, this one looks really nice. You stay as is. That's a nice boulder. It's like this path is almost too bright. I'm gonna lightly remove some of it. No, my head's... Why is it dying so fast? It was charging all day, the entirety of the day. I think it's just at the end of its life. I don't know what more I could do. We're gonna have to just have it wired in, I fear. It's not as distracting anymore. Ooh, actually with the way the sun's hitting it? Hold on a minute. I know it's weird to aim for 3DS quality on a map like, like this. I know it might be weird. Especially to be doing something in UE5 to be like, I just want to encapsulate the vision of the Nintendo 3DS. But y'all seen the vision? Actually, I'm just realizing the sun's pointing from the other direction. Maybe we change that. Are y'all seeing it? Look how shiny that is. Look at that specular material. I don't... You know, I think if it were another map, I think the specular on the dirt is far too high. Dirt should not be this shiny. It's probably the rock playing into that too. But I would need like, I need a dark rock color, so merging the shiny rock with the dirt, the dark dirt, actually worked out perfectly for me. So I don't know how blasphemous that is, but that's fine by me. I won't tell if you guys don't tell. Let's go ahead, let's play with the light a bit. Yeah, let's do this way. Oh, that like completely changes everything. A toothpick can change everything. But even like the hot spring looks more heavenly. It does feel a bit like bright. Let's see which brightness setting is the correct brightness setting though. Or it could just be the what? Ambient occlusion or whatever. Where's my project setting? Maybe we turn that off. I don't think that was it. I always forget the name of the setting. Garbage collection. Oh my god. Let me look it up real quick. Because we've had it on the other map and I don't really like it. I think there's a bit of it in Uprising, but by default Unreal Engine like really cranks it up and it's kind of a pain in the ass. There we go. We can make that more sunset colored. The overall color we can tint to be more. The overall color is a very strong orange. I don't think there's actually like a lot of clouds at all. I don't think I've actually done like a strong like sky sphere pass on this. I just kind of put it at sunset generically, but now that we're getting shots like these. Yeah, I don't think you could see the sun in the original. Yeah, I just put it to like 1. It can be very faintly back there. I'll allow it. Oh wait, the sun's locked in. That's right, that's right. Okay, we'll keep everything as is for now, I think. I don't know what's this changing. I mean, with the sun at the correct position, that looks a lot like this starting point right here looks a lot better than how it did at the start of the day. So let's see. I said I would stream for just an hour to not explode the bitrate. So let's do a few more things. I'm gonna grab all these rocks that we have in the level right now. Or at least all the ones surrounding this. And I'm going to like duplicate them down. It won't be very clean. Actually, that won't be clean at all. What am I doing? I wanted to like pull them down so you wouldn't see it, but players will never see this. It was just bothered me. Let me see what it looks like if I just do it here. I feel like I did this last stream and had the same reaction of actually no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, because it's all at angles and stuff. If I have time, like if I'm playing games with friends or something and I have time to like just do stuff like this along the edges, then I can do that, but I don't want to waste our stream time with it. So if you see more rocks in a week from now, then you know I used my time wisely. So I should be in the block out level just in case we do anything. I'm going to smooth this out and lower it a bit now that it has actual texture to it. So it's just kind of like nestled in here. Like that. Actually, that made the smoothing a bit worse. Someone's gonna just explode their car, what the hell? Right, so let's quickly, I put some stuff in for foliage, like there are some rocks we can throw around for extra debris, but for now I have all of these ferns triggered. So let's paint just a little bit of that. Like that's a little too dense for me right now. Still too dense. Honestly, still a little too much, but... I'd like to get some like flowers in here. So are there any flowers in the medieval pack? I feel like this is the pack I already checked. Oh, what's this? What's this though? How do I use this? Give me the eraser. Let's erase this again. Just make the brush size smaller or make the brush size bigger maybe? If I want to keep it hot spring, then I really just want a few plants on the outside of it. I'm being like super picky with the, and one last thing. I want them to line. Actually, this works a bit better. I want to line up over here. One more thing. I want to add some of like these saplings and seeds into the mix. Hello? There. So we'll have some along the back here. Actually, let me put like a bunch. I'm gonna put a bunch right here. In fact, make the density a bit thicker. Even more. So then when we erase, yeah, carve a little path through the middle there, and then give me the painting tool. Smooth, just smooth a path through the middle there. That's environmental storytelling right there. Yeah, and if we have some more flowers, I'd like to add them on this side. I will have to see what other packs I add. Okay, so we did that. We did all of that. I am curious what it would look like right now with, yeah, this stone wall asset. I don't think the bricks from this will apply. But yeah, I think it's all like stuff from the kit itself for these, so yeah, I will try to find a good brick texture to use for next time. And then we can focus on that for the tower, and we can focus on, I'll try to find a brick texture, I'll try to find some flowers. There might just be like a nice little like cottage pack that I can pull some of this stuff for. Especially for like fantasy. I feel like we have some good like mythology stuff. I already have like either stored already, or already in the project, but yeah, I would like to add some of the fantasy magic part of it in too. So let's go ahead and play for a bit. We'll do a round and then we'll, as a heads up, I'm not good at, I may have made the level, but I'm not good at it. 'Tis the way. Oh my gosh. Hot Spring, save me. I think a nice little, like steam effect here would be pretty cool too. I'll spawn camp here all day if I need to. Oh my gosh, how much health do you have? I got caught on my own. How much? Oh, I'm not playing anymore. I should really move that into here. Put that down. Put that down. Ooh, fall off the edge. There's a kill volume there. Fall. Fall. Ooh. Why is the bot doing the back and forth? Oh god. Hubert. Count your days, Hubert. Who else is around here? Oops, I fell. That happened to me. That's accurate. That happened to me in the original too. Oh lord! Okay, this is starting to, with the, even just like the landscape and the landscape and the like change to the sky sphere. What an asshole. This is starting to feel legit now. I know it's not like you always see like just like over-realized stuff in Unreal whenever people are like, I remade this old game. It feels weird to call it Uprising old, but I guess it is. You always see like super realistic stuff, which is cool, and I would like to get there eventually with this. My plan is we're going to keep doing this project off and on until Nintendo remakes Uprising themselves, and then I will put the project down, and Nintendo will likely take it down if I do any more stuff on it. Even though it's just educational, just to be safe and respectful, but that's currently my plans with it, is if Nintendo were to release it, I'd want to like compare what we have. Right now I'm focusing on just the arenas, but if, and I think even just the arenas alone, we've got like a year or two of on and off work that could keep us busy. Like if we wanted to fully realize Light and V-Dark mode, I'd have to get into a bit of programming, so that's more like 2 to 3 years off and on with other like Fortnite creative projects going. And yet that might be how long it is until we see Pit again, so oh no! So yeah, in that case, if the years passed and Nintendo still hadn't, I mean, maybe I'd be sick of this project in like 3 years, right? But maybe I would just have to start remaking some of the missions and learning how those spaces work. Or maybe doing like a one-off, maybe Blocktober 2026 could be a actual mission area. Who knows? Who knows what I'm gonna do? All this to say, I think it would be cool to keep up with it if in like a decade from now, if we have like Light v Dark fully remade and we have like a handful of really like polished stuff, or like a gray box of most of the story levels complete, and I just kind of like revisit it every like year or so, and then Nintendo finally does announce a remake one day, then it's going to be such a, it's gonna be so fun, and it's gonna be such a flex to be like, ah, what's this? This was my interpretation of it. Not nearly as good as the folks at Nintendo, but it'll be fun to have. Come here, come here, come here. Oh my gosh, these weapons suck. These weapons just suck. It's not me. It's not my fault. Ooh, once we get this tower arted up. Ooh. Another option is we just do a basic texture pass on the tower and leave it. And I learn how to use Blender and we make the tower in Blender. But that scares me. But that's the difficult option. So we should probably, since this is a sandbox for me to learn, we should probably do that option. But I do think I want to find at least like just a generic brick texture to use for it. Whoa! It's neck and neck. Are we finally gonna win a match? I just needed the ground to be shinier. Now I can see everything. Oh! Spree! I'm crazy, you guys! I'm insane! Get him, Manny! Manny! Well, that was fun. I finally won one. Oh my gosh, the map. Oh, she's coming along. She's coming along. Again, I know that shit doesn't actually look like an Unreal Engine 5 map yet, but I would like to present to the jury what it looked like a month ago. Like, this was just like last week. What it looked like a month ago was more like this. Which honestly doesn't look like a lot of work, but hey, I put in like 1 to 2 hours on this recently, so maybe this is like 10 hours of like very drowsy after work the past month, but I'll take it. I'll take it. She a beaut. She a beaut. But yeah, I'm gonna take some screenshots of this, and update that Miro board. If you are lurking, if you're watching the Twitch VOD, if you're watching the YouTube VOD, I want to thank you so much. Again, when you see game dev videos pause for like a couple weeks at the end of May, do not panic, but I do want to, the goal is to get our Spiral Tower level and our Forgotten City level, not into a finished art state, but like an initial art pass, designer art pass finished state, so I do want to we already did a materials and a like kit bashing pass on Forgotten City, so that one, when we go back to it, is really more of a detailed set dressing and like decal and lighting thing. And then what we really have left for this one is I do want to find some better materials for some of these things, and focus on the set dressing around the tower and the flowers and stuff. But yeah, we will try to do more of a material and set dressing pass for this level next week. Future streams will be the detailed work on Forgotten City, and then we'll do like a review of both of these levels and any last like detail work we want to do before we put it on pause for a couple weeks as our last stream before again, it will just be like 2 or 3 weeks between game dev streams, but I don't want y'all to starve. I don't want y'all to starve. But I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to scroll back through. If the bitrate was terrible this stream, I'm so sorry. It might have just been a weird... Okay, it's been very up and down, it looks like. It might just be my internet connection then. So I'm gonna scroll through and skim through the video tomorrow. And hopefully we can figure out what's kind of going on with that. But yeah, I will keep plugging away at seeing what's wrong on that end, and we will I keep saying but we're going to be playing Sonic and Shadow Generations on Saturday. Hopefully that'll be a longer stream to celebrate 400 followers on the channel. Thank you guys so much, and we are going to either be finishing that up on Sunday, and if we have time, I would like to start Wander Stop on Sunday, but I'm not sure what time Sunday stream will be. It depends on when we're receiving babysitting duties for Mocha the cat. But yeah, we will do that. I will send out a poll this weekend on Discord for what day of the week works best for short morning streams for like an hour or two before I go into work each day. And we will try to do an initial stream testing out that with more Inzoi, and do that for like mornings throughout the next month, because I think doing live sim games for our morning streams would be a very fun way to wake up. So we're gonna try to do that starting up sometime next week, and as usual, another game dev stream next Thursday. But I'm going to attempt to record this YouTube video that'll hopefully be out for Twitch subscribers next week, and then for everybody the following week, but I gotta get work on that done. So I'm gonna go record that, and then I'm gonna go to bed, probably. I hope you all had a fun time chilling with me. I wish you many Nintendo Switch 2s in your future. I wish myself a Nintendo Switch 2 in the future, and I will keep you guys updated on this streaming schedule as we know more. But until then, take care everybody.